Welcome back from that break. Glad you're still watching Science Breakfast with me, Alan Herbert. And the sign language interpreter is Jedita Wafula. And these are the news that are making headlines in the country. And I want us to start it off with... here. Just a minute. And 11 people dead, 5 injured in Nakuru accident. 11 people died while 3 others are nursing injuries at the Nakuru Referral Hospital after the matatu traveling from Kitale to Nairobi collided head-on with a truck at Sobea, Nakuru on Monday morning. Now, police in Nakuru have launched a manhunt for the driver of the truck who fled at the scene shortly after the accident occurred.
Hata mimi sikuelewa fenye ajali ilitokea. Mimi niliona tu watu wanapika nduru, pia na mimi napika nduru. Hata sielewi kulikuaje, ndio tukaumia. Nilikuwa na watoto wawili, msichana pia naye aliumia. Mdogo hata sijui ako wapi, sijamuona.
The impact itself ilituamusha. It was a very serious impact that the truck was on the wrong lane. Considering the impact, the way the accident has taken place, and also looking at how this is not where the accident took place. The accident actually took place close to almost 50 meters from here.
So far tumeweza kudhibitisha watu 8 wakiwa wameaga dunia na wengine majeruhi karibu 5 kukiwemo watoto.
Right now we have 3 patients who are admitted. They are in stable condition. There is a young boy who is 6 years old. A lady who is the mother of that boy, and a middle-aged man. One of the victims was treated and discharged at casualty.
Na barabara ambayo inatengenezwa kuexpand barabara hapa Ngata, na ningeomba kwamba isiwe ikawa tu Ngata peke yake ambayo inatengenezwa. Tunaomba kwamba hii njia yote kutoka hapa Ngata mpaka pale ishikane na ile ya pale Sachangwan ili iweze kusaidia, kwa sababu kifo ya leo imekuwa uchungu na watu wengi wameanza kufa.
Away from that, now to matters exams, as 6 social media admins arrested over exam fraud. Now 6 people have been arrested for examination malpractice through social media site Telegram on the first day of KCSE examinations. Now the 6, all under 25 years of age, were arrested following a multi-agency operation that was investigating 32 Telegram sites for selling and distributing examination materials. And as the report's streaming, Education Principal Secretary Belio Kipsang has assured Kenyans the integrity of the exams will be upheld.
We've been able to deal with quite a number of spaces on social media. Quite a number of them have been brought down. Quite a number of them have been closed. Quite a number of people have been arrested. Quite a number of these people have been arrested. This week we are very sure we shall continue being very hard on these social media fellas who are giving us challenges.
We are doing examination when we have heavy rains pounding this region. We've had floods, we've had roads cut off. Communication has become a challenge. So with the choppers, we are assured that the examination materials will reach the examination centers without any hitch.
The first session will be conducted from 8 o'clock. Then the center managers will return those scripts to the container and they will collect the second session paper at 12:30. And they will administer that paper at 2 p.m. That is the new rule.
Only secondary school teachers will be expected to invigilate KCSE exams and not primary.
And staying on exams or staying on learners, 1 million learners to miss capitation in 2024. Now, over 1 million secondary school learners could miss government capitation next year, according to Basic Education PS Belio Kipsang. This is occasioned by the reduction of funding for the free day secondary school capitation by 22 billion shillings in the supplementary budget for 2023-2024. Now, financial year, the PS, however, had a a Herculean task accounting for the sudden influx of this year's KCPE candidates by up to 200,000 after he used this as justification for convincing the Julius Ameli-led National Assembly Education Committee that his department was requesting for additional funding for infrastructure development in secondary schools.
We have enrolled 1.4 million children to do KCPE, 200,000 more than what it should have been if there was normal growth. This therefore requires 4,000 classrooms.
Are we trying to say that there are some children who intentionally skipped going to grade 7 in the new curriculum and their parents got away to register them to do KCPE?
This is the last examination. Anybody who would have been out there and would have wanted to sit for this examination, knowing that there will be no repetition or there is no opportunity, took that advantage to make sure that they are in this examination. So that is one of the critical things. We have done an analysis to check whether some of our children in grade 6 were registered, and that is not, our diagnosis is not taking us there.
So this registration is a process. By the time they are sitting for these exams, did you notice this, or you noted at the time of sitting for exams?
Did these kids drop out somewhere? Suddenly they came back. They did KCPE, were not part of the 100% transition in the previous years. Now they are back. If this is the type of student you are dealing with, why do you need an extra 1 billion? They may just sit that KCPE and go back to where they were, which is not going to school.
In this particular year, we shall not be able to finance on the free-day secondary school 1 million children, 1 million learners. We have been allocated 3.8 billion shillings for examination, KCPE, KCSE, and CAPSEA. We had promised our examiners that we shall enhance their payment. For us to be able to do this, we shall need an additional 700 million.
We have come down to a figure which is 3,500, which is actually underfunding students. And we are appealing that we enhance this figure to get at least where it used to be or nearer to where it used to be.
And away from matters education now to matters weather, as the weatherman says ongoing rains will intensify in November. Now the ongoing enhanced rainfall across parts of the country will peak this month, as the weatherman says the El Nino phenomenon remains in effect. The Director General of the Kenya Meteorological Department says the rains, which started in October, could persist until January next year, and asked those living in flood-prone areas to seek refuge in higher ground. And as reports are streaming, conflicting information on the rains from the government may have hampered early mitigation efforts. Here are the full details. Weather now to energy. CS hints that fuel price could hit Kenyan shillings 300 per litre. Now the Cabinet Secretary for Energy, Davis Chirchir, is now warning that the cost of petroleum per litre could hit 300 shillings. Now this as Cabinet Secretary for National Treasury and Economic Planning denied assertions made by the Controller of Budget, Margaret Nyakango, that his ministry has institutionalized corruption by over-budgeting public servants and state officers' salary. And here these are the full details, as they are followed by the proceedings during submissions made before the National Dialogue Committee at the Bomas of Kenya. Here are the full details.
And I read an article in the Financial Times the other day, because of the Hamas and Israeli war, that that the international prices could go up to $150. And that would literally mean our products going to a high of 300 shillings per litre at the pump.
So CS, I'll leave you to clarify whether you indeed say that in this meeting.
An article which I expect the Fourth Estate to have read, that if the Hamas-Israeli war continues, and that could go as high as $150 per barrel, not $150 per liter.
Per liter at the pump. So where are you saying was misreported? Because we don't want to be unfair to our media. They are partners.
Thank you for playing that, because that's accurate. The $150, we don't buy products out in the international market on the liter. We buy on the barrel.
I don't want to have that kind of connotation that we have institutionalized corruption. And this is not even corruption. We are calling it budgeted corruption, but this is actually theft of public resources, if at all it was taking place. But if, as a government officer, you come and state that, we want the facts so that we take control. And we also want to take the measures that are required.
Could you think of interim tax review? Because you have yourself said you're working on it. And that will then encourage Kenyans.
And 2 Wells Fargo employees disappear with Kenyan shillings 94.9 million Kenyan shillings. Now, detectives at Langata Police Station have launched a search for the 3 suspects, among them 2 employees of Wells Fargo company who allegedly stole 94 million shillings and escaped, abandoning the company's vehicle in South Sea Estate. In a police report, Wells Fargo stated that the 2 left the company premises without police escort, as it is the norm, and stole the cash, which was from the weekend sales of Quickmart supermarkets. And away from that, now to Prime CS Musalia Mudavadi blames the Treasury for financial woes in his foreign affairs docket. Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi has requested additional funding to his office to allow the smooth operation of foreign missions. Appearing before the Department Committee of Defense and Foreign Relations, Mudavadi indicated that the drop of the shilling has ended the budget to foreign missions by up to 30%, affecting not only the strategic partnerships but also the welfare of staff in the various missions. And reports the Foreign Affairs Ministry presented its case on the potential gains the country would make with increased budgetary allocations to foreign missions.
Now you can imagine in a foreign country where it is really a contractual obligation. There is no talking as friends. This is a situation where you have made a contract, you have made commitments, you either honor those commitments or you do not. And if you don't, the consequences can be severe.
For every shilling that is invested into the State Department for Diaspora Affairs, we're able to bring back 572 in remittances. We are one might say a goose that lays, maybe not a golden egg, but that tries. So the more funds we are able to have, especially now that we have a diaspora placement agency, the more we'll be able to deliver.
As DP Gachagua brokers truce in Kiambu County. Now, Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has brokered a deal between Kiambu Governor Kimani Wamatangi and the members of the County Assembly who are threatening to impeach him. At a day-long meeting held at the Deputy President's official residence in Karen, the leaders reached an agreement which includes the establishment of a 600 million shillings Ward Development Fund. During the 8-hour meeting, Governor Wamatangi also expressed his willingness to allow the MCAs participate in the implementation of development projects in the county. The move aims to empower the MCAs to select and prioritize projects within their respective wards for the betterment of the community.
I would want a situation where you and the governor work together when you go to inspect development, when you go to launch development, so that the governor can take credit and you can take credit as well. Yeah? And that situation works out very well when people are united. So that is a piece I'm trying to ask you today to please agree that first, we are not here to fight, we are here to look for a solution. So if you came, you are this camp or that, please stop that one. It's unnecessary. Let's be proactive and let's offer solutions.
It is in the interest of myself and my team in the executive as a governor to ensure that the attitude and the atmosphere that prevails within our relationship with the county assembly is at its best for us to succeed in service delivery. And not only with the county assembly, but with the entire of the county elected leadership. It is in our interest to ensure that a harmonious relationship will give us the results that our people desire.
Warns politicians interfering in war against banditry. Interior Cabinet Secretary Kithure Kindiki has sent warning to political leaders who will use politics to complicate war against banditry. Kindiki, who expressed concerns with the increasing cases of livestock theft in Igembe North, says they will deploy additional anti-stock theft unit and the General Service Unit comes to the area to deal with the menace. 140 additional police reservists will be trained starting tomorrow to enhance the number of security personnel in the area.
Political leaders trying to interfere with security operations and bringing politics in matters counter banditry. We have instructed our security agencies to make sure that the war against cattle rustlers is not in any way politicized. And any political leader who uses politics to complicate the war against banditry, legal action will be taken against them.
With the Cabinet Secretary, he has mentioned that Monday next week will be a public holiday. Here's why. A break. When we come back, we're coming back with stories that are making headlines in the dailies. Keep it science.